The U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments today in a case that could impact one former president and all future ones.
The justices are wrestling with Trump's claim that he should be immune from criminal prosecution. It's already put his trial on charges related to the 2020 election interference on hold, and it comes during his bid to reclaim the White House. CBS correspondent Natalie Brand is live in Washington now. Natalie?
Jim, Marie, this case not only impacts that case that you were just talking about, the former president's federal election interference case, but impacts the future of the presidency. The justices, they realize the stakes here, and based on the complex arguments we heard in court today, legal analysts say they could have a difficult time coming up with a ruling in this case.
We're writing a rule for the ages.
The 9 justices are faced with a question that's never been before the high court, whether a former president is immune from criminal prosecution.
There is no immunity that is in the Constitution unless this court creates it today.
If a president can be charged, put on trial, and imprisoned for his most controversial decisions as soon as he leaves office, that looming threat will distort the president's decision-making precisely when bold and fearless action is most needed.
The justices appeared skeptical of Trump's attorney's arguments of broad immunity.
He talks to his generals all the time, and he told the generals, I don't feel like leaving office. I want to stage a coup. Is that immune?
If it's an official act, there needs to be impeachment and conviction beforehand.
But some suggested former presidents might have some immunity. They also delved into the difference between official and unofficial acts.
There are many other people who are subject to impeachment, including the 9 sitting on this bench, and I don't think anyone has ever suggested that impeachment would have to be the gateway to criminal prosecution for any of the many other officers subject to impeachment. So why is the president different?
In questioning that lasted nearly 3 hours, legal analysts saw the justices wrestling with where to draw the line.
I absolutely do not count to 5, meaning 5 out of the 9 justices, on either extreme position, on either that there's no immunity or that there's absolute immunity.
Legal analysts say the Supreme Court's opinion could delay Trump's federal election interference trial until after the November election.
An opinion is expected by the end of June or early July, but again, legal experts say they expect that the justices will take their time with this one, and they expect the eventual ruling to be extremely nuanced. Jim, Marie?
At the Supreme Court, thank you.